October 7th, our lives changed 180 degrees. The first sirens that went off where I live in the center of Israel was the first indication, and then just as the news started to come in the rest of the day, we knew that we were at war without even anyone declaring it.
Following the Hamas terror group's Black Sabbath atrocities, Israelis worldwide knew exactly what was coming. And far from shying away from the call of duty, the draft for reservists in both the military and the border police was met with a 130% response. Within 24 hours of Israel's call to mobilize 300,000 reservists, over 330,000 reservists volunteered.
I think none of us expected what happened on October 7th. I lost two of my best friends. I don't think I have the words to describe the feelings inside, but I waited to come to reserve duty to just feel a part of it. I sat at home and I went crazy. I just wanted to be a part of everything. I wanted to have my gun and have my uniform and feel that I'm a part of something big and help the people.
I have a routine of, waking up, going to work every day. It changed everything. You don't have a normal life anymore. All of the people into war. It's a different time. It's a different place. It's not something that we used to do. And we need to do everything in our power to protect and save everybody that we can.
Of the reservists who volunteered after October 7th, there were 8 battalions that returned to duty with the Israel police. Among them, officers like Cohen, Yarden, and Toljaman, who serve in Magav, or the Border Patrol. And their primary mission is to prevent the next big attack. Deep in the Israeli hills by the Mount Gilboa Nature Reserve, nestled closely between Jordan and the northernmost cities of the Palestinian Authority, Commander of Magav's Tzur Battalion, Chief Inspector in the Reserves Yoav Cohen, tells the media line that dozens of attempted mass infiltrations and other planned attacks have already been prevented.
Without going into too much detail, we can say that there have been threats that were stopped at even the last minute, and there are those who, when they see the presence of our teams out in the field, they won't try. We've also been part of arrests. We've been a part of searches where we've taken illegal weapons out of the hands of people who should not have weapons because they did plan. And stopping them at the planning stage, along with our intelligence, is the best time to make sure that nothing even comes remotely close to happening.
Almost every single day, border police officers say that they respond to a credible threat along the border. In fact, just as we were conducting these interviews, the units with whom we were speaking scrambled to investigate a sensor that had detected a possible infiltration. And over the past 4 months, Magav units have responded to hundreds of such calls, in addition to raids, arrests, and other security operations. Often the perpetrators are affiliates of Hamas, Islamic Jihad, ISIS, and other smaller terror groups, but many are also the unaffiliated quote-unquote lone wolves.
Those are the types of attacks that we can't always foresee, and that's where the intervention of our teams comes into play, just like we had in Haifa and a number of other places across Israel over the past weeks to stop a threat when it happens. Unfortunately, we can't get into the mindset and into the head of anyone who wants to take a knife, a gun that they may have at home and do something terrible with it. We can only stop the threat as quickly as possible.
But of course, it's now some 4 months into the state of high alert, and being away for so long can take its toll. Most of those in his command were called up in early December. Chief Inspector Cohen, on the other hand, has been active and barely home for the past 120 days, and he left his family, his job in high-tech, and his freelance photography business on hold.
I've been disconnected from my home most of the time. My wife is the real hero in being able to take care of 3 children by herself. I think, like me, all other reservists are in that same boat in trying to maintain, again, the war effort and being clear-minded as where you are to take care of the mission that's at hand. And at the same time, your mind is always, the back of your mind is always what's happening at home.
We're not used to work 24 hours, 7 days. I don't see my girlfriend, I don't see my family, I don't see my dog. You just need to work day, night, around the clock, every day. Even if that's hard, you can't stop. You just need to do it because somebody has to do it.
Within my command, under my command, we have business owners, we have students, we have people who are independent freelancers. The toll this has taken on everyone is incredibly, incredibly difficult. And at the same time, if you ask them, you'll hear 100% across the board. We will pay the price to make sure that Israel stays a strong democracy. We're fighting for something that we really, really believe in, and we'll handle everything afterward.
What would you say to critics abroad who look at Israel and they say that Israel is just looking for war?
I would say, come live in Israel for a month or two and feel it out. Feel it out. How is it to live under missiles and under gun attacks and knife attacks daily, and just understand what's it like to live here and feel threatened every second of the day.
This is a battle of good versus evil. Western democracies who really pride themselves on freedom of thought and freedom of speech may be critical of Israel, and that's okay. But when you see what happened on October 7th, there's no gray area. This is black and white.
Reporting from northern Israel for the Media Line, I'm Aaron Porras.